The 18th Lok Sabha held its first session on Monday. The lower chamber of India's legislature met for the first time after parliamentary election. The special session will see members take the oath and elect the Speaker. Debyendu Mondal reports.
18th Lok Sabha began its first sitting on Monday. As per customs, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the media in the morning before the beginning of the first session.
सरकार चलाने के लिए बहुमत होता है, लेकिन देश चलाने के लिए सहमति बहुत जरूरी होती है। जो लोग भारत की लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं पे निष्ठा रखते हैं, उनके लिए 25 जून न भूलने वाला दिवस है। कल 25 जून को भारत के लोकतंत्र में जो काला धब्बा लगा था, उसके 50 वर्ष हो रहे हैं।
On Monday morning, before the beginning of the first session of the new Lok Sabha, the President of India administered oath to the pro-term Speaker. The pro-term Speaker is a temporary position who presides over the proceedings of the Lok Sabha to administer oath to all the newly elected parliamentarians. The swearing-in ceremony of the parliamentarians began at around 11 a.m. Indian Standard Time. Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi was the first parliamentarian to be sworn in on Monday morning. This was followed by the oath-taking ceremony of all the cabinet ministers and the Council of Ministers of the government. On the first day, more than 260 parliamentarians were sworn into the Lok Sabha, or the lower house of the Indian Parliament.
And Debyendu Mondal now joins us for more. Debyendu, how did day one of the session pan out?
Well, Ramesh, the first day of the 18th Lok Sabha was, of course, this day marked, in fact, with the swearing-in ceremony of all the parliamentarians that have won in this the lately conducted general elections of 2024. What we saw today was, of course, the swearing-in ceremony of 260 plus MPs throughout the day that began at about 11 a.m. this morning. It also today also was the day when the pro-term Speaker was sworn in by the President of India, after which he administered oath to the rest of the parliamentarians who won. The Prime Minister was the first to be sworn in, after which it was the panel of the speakers or the pro-term speakers who will administer oath was sworn in, followed by the cabinet ministers and then his council of ministers, and then all the other member of parliament alphabetically according to the states, which began with Assam and will conclude with West Bengal. So of course, the first day was of course I was there in Parliament in the morning throughout, where we saw a lot of new member of parliaments coming in, they're registering themselves. So this is a formal process of the beginning of the 18th Lok Sabha, where all the new parliamentarians will come in, they will swear, they will be sworn in by the pro-term Speaker. The registration of their IDs to enter into the parliament will be done by the parliamentary, by the Lok Sabha Secretariat. So of course, it was a day filled with a lot of hustle and bustle in Parliament. We also saw a lot of family members of the parliamentarians had come in at the Parliament to witness their family member being sworn in to the 18th Lok Sabha. So of course, this will also be done tomorrow, wherein the rest of the member of parliaments will be sworn in by the pro-term Speaker, and after which the swearing-in ceremony of all the member of parliament will be concluded to the lower house. Back to you, Ramesh.
So that's what happened through the day, Debyendu. But looking ahead, what's expected on Tuesday? Also, what can you tell us about the Speaker's election?
Well, Ramesh, that's interesting. The Speaker's election is something that that will draw a lot of political attention across the country because it is still not clear as to who the Speaker of the 18th Lok Sabha would be. The names would, of course, come in from the single largest party, that is the BJP, which is also in the government. So what we have generally seen is that the Speaker is generally from the largest ruling party, which is in this case the BJP. So of course we are expecting that a name would probably crop up tomorrow and would be suggested by the Prime Minister. But of course we'll have to wait and watch how it plays out tomorrow, because day after tomorrow is the day when the Speaker would be elected by all the 543 elected members of Parliament in the lower house, which is the Lok Sabha. And this will be followed by the inaugural address of the President of India to both the houses of Parliament, which is the lower and the upper house of Parliament, in a joint sitting. This marks the formal beginning of the 18th Lok Sabha, after which the President's speech will be put to debate in the Parliament, both in the upper as well as the lower house, as motion of thanks to the President's speech, where the floor leaders of both the houses will be presenting their shares, their views on the President's speech as part of the motion of thanks. So this session, which ends on the 3rd of July, is a special session which has been called by the government for the swearing in, for all the inaugural processes that is required in a parliamentary democracy. This is a formal session that will be concluded on the 3rd of July, and after which we'll have the budget session that is likely, budget/monsoon session, that is likely to commence later next month.
Vivendu, thank you. Appreciate it. India's former Prime